Hey everybody, welcome to week 2 MBA course, Organizational Behavior. I got my fall scenery up here. My little topic this week of inspiration, motivation, whatever you want to call it, is about just being your best. Sometimes I notice students have struggles or problems with work and balancing and everything. And I know in society sometimes there's always this with like all the like American Idol shows and all this stuff. There's all this be the best of everything, and that's not necessarily the case. If you've done your own best, you're 100%, and that's all you should be asking yourself, and not beating yourself up in case you're not doing as good as you think you should. Um, being your very best. Sometimes people look at excellence, but it's not about being the best. It's about being your best. And I just say that because um, one of the things with school or anything, there's certain expectations and so forth, especially like in an MBA program, the assumption and the expectation, regardless of where you're getting an MBA at, is that a student is putting in at least 10 hours a week in one course. That's a minimum. Um, so, if you find yourself struggling or, and I know there's things in life, there's family, there's jobs. It's one of the reasons people do the online type schools, because you got all these other things going on, but you still have to put that time in. If you find yourself not getting the grades you want, um, and so forth, you have to ask yourself, okay, did I put my 10 hours in this week? Did you start the clock on Monday and put that 10 hours in? And if you're only putting in one or two, that might be a reason why you're not doing so well. So, so that's the whole point about just, if you are putting in the time, you're doing your 100% and doing your best, that's all you should ask of yourself. You shouldn't get upset with yourself or beat yourself up or whatever the case is. I like this little one here too. Striving for perfection is the greatest stopper there is. You'll be afraid you can't achieve it. It's your excuse to yourself for not doing anything. Instead, strive for excellence and do your best. If you've done your best and you did, even if nobody else sees it, as long as you know it, that's what matters. So there it is. That's my little spiel this week. So there you go. Course itself. Okay, so you're into week 2. Week 1, everything I've seen, great. Make sure on the discussions, the Wednesday, the initial one in there, good content and so forth. Each week you got your discussion, you got your assignment, 1 or 2 assignments, and like in this case you got like 3 for week 2 here, and then going forward you might have 1 or 2 depending on what week it is, and then in the last week you got your project. So make sure on your project, let's go up here. I think I went over this week, but so your project's a PowerPoint, and in some respects it's the same as a paper, because when you go down here, assignment due in week 5 part, it says create a PowerPoint. So you got these 5 sections here. So you would start out with an introduction, then you would go into the different 1, 2, 3, the different 5 things, just like you would do on a paper, and then you would have like your conclusion. So and then you have your last slide will be a reference slide. So so that's pretty much it. It says there's no minimum slides. Usually these go anywhere between 10 or 15 slides up to 25 slides, so it just depends. So, just depending on what you're doing. And not necessarily, I mean, it can be even 10 slides, depending. Just remember, it's a presentation that you're presenting to a board, so they need to be able to read it. So, you should have your font size at the right, where it's readable, not everything scrunched together, things like that. So, general rule of thumb is the font size in a PowerPoint slide, the minimum is like is 22. So if that helps. All right, but if you have any questions or anything, just get in touch with me. Other than that, that's it. So again, you can get in touch with me 7 days a week. Just text me or whatever the case is, and I'll get back with you. Other than that, let me show you my test question for this week. Grandkids, what's going on here? And with that, I'll let you go. So again, have a great week. Get in touch if you need anything, and that'll do it. Take care.